I'm Gareth Davies and you're listening to my Fighting Spirits podcast. On this episode, I speak to Amir Khan, who I caught up with in the Haywood gym of the venerable trainer Virgil Hunter. Amir Khan, of course, an Olympic medalist for Great Britain, a two-time professional world boxing champion, who faces Terence Crawford on April the 20th at the hallowed Madison Square Garden in New York. Here's what Amir had to tell me. I'm here in the Haywood gym, by the way, of Virgil Hunter. I'm here with Amir Khan, who's looking. He's got big pecs still at the moment, but he's a lot lighter than when I saw him a month ago. A lot lighter.
I can see the six-pack lines coming, so we go in the right direction. I mean, I can see my abs are coming out now. But you know, it's been good since the last time I saw you. I mean, we've done so much good work from conditioning, sparring. I think you saw my first sparring session. Since then, I sparred with...
was it Mario Rubio? What was his name?
Mario Barrios.
Mario
Barrios.
He
won his fight.
Yeah.
And then I fight the French kid who's the Olympic silver medalist.
Yes.
Did really well against him. And then after that, you missed it. I sparred with Julian. Julian is a guy who's fighting against Hurd next.
Okay.
154.
Yeah,
so I had some really good sparring with him. And obviously he's orthodox, but we've been changing it around. Like today we had three guys and I stayed in the ring. They were going back to back, in and out. So it was good work, man. I mean, I feel in great shape. I feel really good, honestly.
Because in your fights, your hand hasn't properly been tested, has it? Is it fine?
No, my hands are good, man.
Hands
are good, yeah. Just obviously, when you get older a little bit, you do get like a little bit aches and pains on the body. Body just feels a little bit tighter. But maybe that's because I'm getting older, and when you get a little bit older, your body's... And I'm pushing myself. It's not like I'm just doing easy sessions. I like to push myself. I like to leave the gym like literally dead, tired, because that's when I know that I've done a hard session. Some people like to leave the gym fresh. I never like leaving the gym fresh. So, but I'm really happy the way things are going.
Isn't it funny, though, how Bob Arum's getting a hold of all the Brits at the moment? Oh, yeah. You're fighting with him, Michael Conlon, Irish, fighting with him, Anthony Croller's fighting Lomachenko, Tyson Fury signed with Bob Arum and ESPN now.
You know what, you're 100% right. Virgil, I'll see you Thursday.
Look after yourself, Virgil.
Yeah, I'll give you a call. Sorry about that. So, you know, Bob, I think
like working with Bob, yeah?
It's the first time I work with Bob. We tried to work together a long time ago when we tried to get the Manny Pacquiao fight, but that never went.
Was it close, though?
It got really close, honestly, very, very close. All it was just setting dates for the fight, really. That's how close it got. But look, it's boxing, anything can happen. The reason that fight didn't happen because Mayweather come out of retirement and he called it Manny Pacquiao. So that was a fight that even I was looking forward to. So I'm not going to argue about that. Now, when you said about a lot of these Brits are now fighting under Bob Arum and fighting under ESPN, I think it's brilliant because end of the day, these Brits maybe are following my footsteps, seeing that I'm taking this fight against Crawford. It's a tough fight, it's a big fight, and it's going to be in America, and it's on one of the biggest platforms in the world. I mean, and now you've got Tyson Fury straight after me. It was Tyson Fury. I had heard about Tyson Fury signing with Bob earlier, but I never wanted to mention it. And then I heard about Conlon and some other good fights are happening. Crawler
and Lomachenko.
Fighting he's from my gym, so ESPN's been over.
A week before you, isn't it, in Los Angeles?
So you know what? That's what boxing is, man.
Will you be at that or not?
I won't be at that fight, no. It's too close to my...
You'll be at home with your wife and your children and then heading to New York for the weekend, yeah?
That's right, yeah. So I like to go to New York a week before the fight to make sure that I'm going to be ready and settled. But
it's a good hunting ground for you, New York, as well.
You know what,
Amir Khan sits nicely in New York. Yeah. Wedding in New York.
Yeah.
The Malinaji fight was in New York, wasn't it? Algieri fight was in New York. That wasn't your best fight, though. I didn't like that fight for you, Amir.
It was, styles make fights sometimes, and that just didn't...
He's a bull, isn't he? And
not normally he's not a bull. Normally he's a guy who's on his back foot, but we trained for someone that was going to always go back.
I've never seen him. He's gone now. Virgil is angry with you as he was that night. Do you remember?
I know, he was really upset with me.
Wasn't he? Do you remember?
You know what? Sometimes it happens in boxing. I felt like I overtrained. Virgil didn't feel like I overtrained. It was just a long camp for me, and, but it was good to know that what things I need to do and what I can't do next time, because I never want to be in that position again. I did feel like I was toasted before even the fight started. But anyway, we got the win on that fight, and that's when I thought I was going to get the Manny Pacquiao fight after that, but it never happened. But I've had great experiences in New York, and this is going to be another big fight. Every time I fought there, it's been a full sellout. And now being Crawford, being one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, it's just crazy how things happen. Like,
do you think you're going to have more support there than he will actually on the night? It'll feel more like a home for you than it will for him.
Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to sound, like I'm disrespecting him, but I really feel that I'll have more fans in New York than Crawford will have. I might be wrong, but let's see. ESPN were over a couple of days ago doing some filming. They came and joined me when I went to the mosque, do my prayers.
Oh, nice.
They came to the gym. They filmed. They came to Carl Berkeley where I do my strength work. Everything is just perfect. It's nice and calm. I mean, I like a camp like this. Nice and chilled. Got my family at home. They're now being shifted to the other room, so the baby, I don't hear her crying at night time.
So you have to get your sleep in, yeah?
Yeah, sleep's very important. I sleep well. I sleep
because I know how hyperactive you are. You know
what? I sleep. Once I close my eyes, mate, I'm a good sleeper. You can knock the walls through and I'll never wake up. Honestly, I'm one of them deep sleepers.
Do you dream?
I do.
Tell me about your dreams, Amir. Apart from the dreams that you've realised already in your life, what do you dream about?
I mean, normally, all my dreams are really peaceful and calm and chilled out. Like nothing. You won't imagine my dreams to be like the dreams I have is for like a fighter, because they're all just calm, chilled out. Spending time with my kids, family man.
Is it kind of white and rosy?
White, yeah. It's always light. Light colours.
No nightmares, basically.
No, I never have nightmares.
You live them all in your life by fighting,
exactly.
maybe. Yeah.
I get it out my system when I'm fighting and I'm training. But honestly, like I have good dreams, man. Really white colours and light colours, and but then when it gets closer to a fight, you always, because all you've got on your mind is fight and training. You do start feeling and you start thinking about the fight itself. And I've dreamed of fights where I've gone into the fight and it's the exact things happen. Like it's like I relived the moment, and sometimes
good and bad, or
good and bad, yeah,
or mainly
good, mainly good. I mean, I remember the Canelo fight. I remember
this is in the dream now,
yeah. Dream, yeah. I was winning the fight, but
you were winning the fight.
Yeah, but this is in the dream as well. So I'm saying, so I win the fight in the dream, and then I just woke up and I don't know what happened at the end. So it's the same thing that happened in the fight,
Wow.
So I never knew. Yeah, so same thing.
That's weird.
That's weird, isn't it?
What, like woke up after being knocked out? And
yeah, I didn't get knocked out. I just didn't know what happened. It's
really?
one of them.
Wow.
So I win the fight and then my sleep was broken and I woke up. And I was thinking, what happened? I want to know what happened at the fight. See? And it's crazy how these things really happen in life. You do have dreams, and some dreams are true. And you just have to, but I just go with my instincts, really. I just go in and work hard, and I just let God be the judge of what's going to happen. I work hard, I train hard, and I just make sure I'm ready for the fight.
Do you know that it's a kind of an unusual calling, an unusual thing that you do? As you're a mature man now. Yeah. I mean, I know you're a sportsman as well, and it's been a sport for you as well, and a profession, and fame and infamy, all those things that come with it. But do you realise that it's a very unusual calling, the thing you do?
Yeah, it's a crazy sport. One thing about this sport is that as soon as you call it a day and you say you retire, all the doors close. And I've seen it happen to the best of the fighters. For example, I'm a big fan of Joe Calzaghe, big fan of Ricky Hatton. No one talks about them now. And I follow them on social media, and their following's gone. The following is there, but the likes on their Instagram posts and Twitter posts have gone so down. And I think there's wow, one day my time's going to come like that when, you're so popular in the world, and then there comes a time where people forget about you and they go on to the next fighter. It's crazy. So you have to maximize everything and do what you think is right for you and your family.
Well, you say that, and let me sit up here in your sweat with you.
Sorry, bro.
No, don't sit here with. I don't mind sitting in a man's sweat. It's honest sweat, that is. To believe it or not, I go in the gym and sweat every day. It doesn't look like it.
Look at you, chill. I was going to say you lost a few pounds.
30. No, really. In the last 2 years, I've lost 30 pounds. Wow. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So you're going the right direction.
You know me. My head kicks will go over your head.
I see your kicks. We need to get you in the ring one day, man. Do some kicks and stuff.
Charity. Shave my head off, make me fight balls. Kickboxing match, raise 50 grand for charity, but not against Amir Khan.
Nah.
No. I'd have to grab hold of you and get you to the ground and just squash you.
You're bigger than me. Once you grab me, I won't be
once I had hold of you, I would not let go.
Exactly.
Till the bell went.
See, I never fight you, man.
You've
always been good to me, man.
But that's what I was going to say to you about coming here. I'm going to go on to life after in a minute because it is very interesting. I've been here many times to see you in America now, and it's interesting for me because I find you more at ease in America in general than I do in the UK. Is that a strange thing to say?
No, it's not strange to say because now thinking about it, when I'm in the UK, there's so much going on. And I love being in the UK. I love my house. I love my family.
No, and you've told me you'll live there eventually. You're not going to live in America. I don't know. Are you under more pressure there?
It's just more pressure because, you've got everyone there who's watching you. Everyone wants a piece of you. And I think sometimes that puts so much pressure on a fighter. Whereas when I come here, I'm away from everyone. I can get a phone call to do this, do that, but I can't do it because I'm away. So I love just coming away because this is my only time where I get to focus and I get to stay disciplined. It's hard to do that in the UK because, like I said, I'm one of them type of guys that I can't really say no. And
you are invited to a lot of things. You've got a very cross-cultural thing going on, haven't you? British Muslim, first British Muslim star in a way. I know Saj played cricket for England as well, your cousin.
That's right.
But you were one of those very first crossover stars, and you were a kid at the time.
Young at the time,
17, you know.
Exactly, and still since then, there's not really been that other young Asian guy who's done anything.
We've had cricketers. We haven't had a rugby player come through yet. We haven't really had Asian soccer players come through, which always amazes me.
Exactly, because they all play cricket. They all play cricket. They all play soccer.
Kabaddi.
Kabaddi as well. But the thing is, they never really. I don't know.
Kabaddi's a hard sport. Have you ever played kabaddi?
I'll give that a miss, man. I've seen see, in Pakistan they play it differently. They're allowed to slap someone. And I've seen people get sparked out with a slap.
All those big rotund patans, with all the long hair slapping each other, man.
I think we should put you in one of them. I swear to God, you do really well in one of them. Honestly, we'll put they wear the funny shorts.
Listen, I want to go to Lahore with you one day. I want to go travelling. I'm going to put my robes on. We're going to go meet Imran Khan. Remember?
We're going to do that for sure. I swear to God, we'll do that. That is a promise to me. To you, from me, that I'm going to take you to Pakistan. You'll have a really good time.
I'd love to go.
We're just going to feast there. I know how hard I train. I'm on a diet now. I'm watching my weight and everything. So I like to go on that vacation where I like to go on a feast.
Oh, lovely.
So we'll do that together.
Lovely,
I think
lovely cooked barbecued meat.
Amazing.
Yeah. On that, I interrupted you there and I digressed. Do you feel, this is something that I think about when I think about you, do you feel that you are accepted by all quarters of society in the UK?
Yeah, I am. It's a difficult one. There's been a lot that's been going on in the UK, and especially with terrorism, being Asian, being a Pakistani, and it has kind of put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth by being Asian. And me being an Asian, but I represent the country. I won a medal for England. I won a world title for England, numerous world titles for England, and I see myself British.
Yeah.
Now, I still get sometimes people saying to me, you're not from England, you're a Pakistani, you're not a Brit. And I think I'm more British than you guys because I won a medal for the country. I represent the country. But, it's just one of them things, I never really let it get to me. And that's not the reason I don't train in England or I come to America to train. The reason I come to America and train over here is just to get focused and get away from everyone and get away from my comfort zone. Because I know I train better when I'm away from my comfort zone.
Can you remember the first fight here and how it went and what was going on in your mind?
Here. Like the first fight I had.
America.
Yeah, the first fight I had in America was against Paulie Malignaggi, and that was in New York. And that was a good fight. And see, I remember doing all the tour in New York, taking us to the big tall buildings. And
it's a Motormouth New Yorker and Paulie Malignaggi. We're going to give it a land. I'm going to teach Amir a lesson.
Exactly. I'd Paulie giving me loads of stick and saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You've come to America, you've come to my hometown, I'm going to beat you. And I'm thinking, like, this guy doesn't stop talking. Like, I've never experienced that. But then...
He's still not stopped talking. He's still doing the TV in the UK. He was with James DeGale last week.
Exactly, I saw that, yeah.
He was in James DeGale's corner.
Yes, he was in the corner,
in the corner.
Exactly. And first of all, on James DeGale as well, he had a great career and, you know, he's a friend of mine, so I wish him all the very best in his future because...
Has he done the right thing?
He did the right thing in retiring. He had a great career for... Olympic gold medalist, you can't take that away from him. And a won world title. I think he's the first ever, yeah.
He was the first Brit to do
so.
Yeah.
So credit goes there to him, and he's a champion. He's a great fighter, and I'm a fan. You know, he's done us all proud and done Britain proud. So I think he should have his head held high, even though he lost that fight against Eubank. Age sometimes catches up on you, and I think it was a time, and he made the right choice after that fight to retire.
Did you manage to watch the fight it or not?
Yeah, we watched. Me and Tony watched a few rounds. And
what do you think?
You know, I thought he was gonna do a better job than he did. Like I said, you don't know when you're gonna get old overnight. It can happen, and he was just falling a little bit short with shots. He just didn't seem to settle in the fight, whereas Eubank was using his feet really well, and he seemed a stronger man, seemed a more physical guy, and higher work rate as well. It can happen to any of us. Overnight, boom. Even though he looked great in training camp, did DeGale, but you just don't know what can happen. I had DeGale winning the fight, maybe even a late stoppage, but like I said, age is something that catches up on you.
Can Eubank go on and win one of the certified 4 belts at a world title? I mean, I thought he looked a little improved. He's middle or super middle. He's not a big man.
Yeah, so you've got some big names in there. Like you've got the likes of Canelo, you've got the likes of Triple G.
Billy Joe Saunders.
And I think that would be a brilliant fight for him and Billy Joe.
Remember, he lost the first one.
So that would be a big fight in the UK. Now,
Callum Smith.
Callum as well. Callum Smith's gone up a weight. But now, Callum Smith is...
Joe's gone up.
Billy Joe's gone up.
Yeah, and they're both at super middle.
And Callum, yeah.
Callum is the number one at the moment.
Exactly. So, you know what? It's hard to say. I mean, I think maybe he just misses out on that world title fight.
Wow, okay.
Honestly, that division is stacked of good fighters.
Do you think is he lacking something for you? Without you getting you to criticise him.
Look, I don't want to criticise him. Look, I respect all fighters, but I just think that the power is something that he lacks maybe. And sometimes...
See that lady there?
Yeah.
She was working out in the gym I was working at yesterday, and I was watching her thinking,
really?
Man, that woman is working really over in Walnut Creek.
Walnut Creek?
And
he's following you. Following you.
He won't believe it, but how good do I look in the gym when I'm working?
Really? Oh my God! So
not very well for about 4 seconds.
Gareth was doing a battle rope in your gym. How did it look?
This is 24-hour fitness.
24-hour fitness. How was it?
Yeah,
how you find it?
Yeah, it was good. But I was watching her thinking, wow, that woman really works out properly. I'm not doing all of that.
You didn't know she's part of the team?
No, I didn't know because she was doing all these weirds. She was doing really weird stuff.
At least you got a friend now.
It just freaked me out when I saw her there because I was watching her while I was doing the ropes thinking,
I've seen her somewhere.
I don't think I could do that physically. Yeah, I've seen her somewhere, exactly.
Yeah, she's one of the tough guys.
She wasn't smiling last night though. That's what. No, she was giving me tough looks even though I was trying to smile at her.
Yeah, you know? when it's work time.
What are you looking at me for, dude? Yeah, she was like, what are you looking at, dude?
And she can fight. She's a good boxer as well. I remember. She was a good fighter as well. She can box.
And who is it?
Yeah, and so
not boxing anymore. No.
Yeah.
No
boxing. No boxing. No.
No,
but you did a bit of boxing, didn't you? Did you ever fight? Did you ever do anything? Yeah.
You train famous people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you train Amir? Do you train Amir? Do you know who this is?
No, I don't train.
Do you know who this is?
Very much so.
That's okay.
Yeah, we know each other. She's just spawned me, beat me up.
I've not seen you for like 3-4 years.
I know.
Hey, Kat, how you doing?
Yeah.
I've known her for a long time.
No, because when I was looking at last night, I thought that is the kind of woman that if I spoke to her, she'd probably beat me up. Look, there she goes, starting to do weird stuff. Look.
See, everyone in the Bay is nice.
Yeah, I agree.
That's one thing about the Bay.
I love it. I'm just looking at a house today, actually, in Benicia.
Are you?
Yeah, with my girlfriend.
So,
yeah.
Look, we've got a good camp here, man. Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
We've got Don there, Donald Eames, who's trained with many champions. He's very calm and chilled out, does my hands. Then we've got Jeff here as well. Jeff's another coach here.
It's always the same group here every time I come, yeah.
Then a close friend of mine, Irfan, who just comes and overlooks everything for me, making sure everyone's doing their job. And Tony here, Tony's always on the phone, making calls on who's
bringing the supplies.
8:30, perfect, yeah, okay, perfect, yeah. So he just told me about my next training session. But Tony's good as well, so yeah, we keep it tight. We got the sparring partners in as well. The champions are here as well, because they're helping me out. So.
One of the things that you just said, when your career's over, it's over. Here's the thing for you, though. Because you cross over to Asia, because you've got your charity work, because you've got... you've never neglected community. I mean, I've been in the gym that 8 pro boxers use, and all the community use in Bolton, where Joe Gallagher trains all the guys. I mean, it's a warren, it's a rabbit warren, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, I've changed it all up now. Just spend money on it.
But it's beautiful, and it will be there forever.
It's going to be there forever, and you know,
But that's one small thing of what you do, though.
Yeah,
you've got your endless money pit, as I call it. Yeah. Remember the money pit?
Money pit, yeah.
You told me about last time that you put so much into. We'll come the banqueting hall that we'll come together.
We come in the bit like it's almost complete. And it's looking amazing.
But I'm going to call it the money. I'm going to call it the money pit.
Trust me.
It's like when you buy one of those 8-bedroom mansions. It looks amazing, but you find out that the roof's leaking, that it's subsiding, that the walls weren't built properly.
Yeah, but luckily it's been built well. But what issue I've got with it is, I was told it was going to cost me $3.5 million, and it cost me $6 million.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
Anyway. But what I was going to say was, you've got your foundation that you're working on in Africa. I'm sure you've got work that you do in Pakistan. You're friends and confidants with very influential people as well. And I remember asking this of Manny Pacquiao. I don't know, when you go to Pakistan. I mean, your friends, like I said, we see you meet incredible people there, and very high-ranking people. Maybe there is work for you in that area when you finish boxing and you study politics and you go into those things. Is that an area that would interest you?
I've been asked by a lot of politicians from different parties being in Pakistan many times to join their party, even as an ambassador. But I've never gone to that yet.
You're not a political person?
I'm not really a political person. I respect them all. I think they're doing great things for the country.
Are you a hippie inside then? Are you kind of like a fighting man on the outside but a bit of a hippie on the inside? Don't laugh, Kat.
No, not really.
I think you are, because I don't reckon there's a bad bone in your body. I've always said this about you. We saw it in the jungle, and I said this to you over and over again. When you went in the jungle, I'm going to read the story I wrote about you, the column I wrote in the Telegraph the week before you went in. Eventually, I'm going to read it to you, because I said this is going to be the moment when we see Amir Khan, and everyone will see what I've seen for all these years. There's not a bad bone in the man's body, but we saw your mischievous side, and that was it. But we just saw how you are.
I'm just a simple guy, man. I swear.
Exactly.
And a little bit dumb at times.
But you know what? But you listen. I mean, what's wrong with being a little bit dumb and a little bit blonde, if we can say that? What's wrong with that?
I never knew that the TV cameras are always going to be on. I didn't know there was TV cameras everywhere. Like, there was cameras literally everywhere. I've never seen the show before, and I was walking around there and just letting jokes off and just like acting.
Never has a man delighted in eating so many insects in a week and a half.
Oh, my days, yeah. They had us eating everything from insects really bad it was, man. But look, it was a great experience. Look, the best thing about it was to be away from everything and be in a jungle with a group of people. You had to cook your own food. You had to, you literally had to survive on winning tasks and living with new people. It was just amazing. And no phones, no communication, no technology. We did not even have a clock to see what time it was.
But the real person comes out then. Like the essence of the person comes out.
And you know what kept me going? I was praying. I swear to God.
Do you know what's amazing about boxing? Right, we've got an Olympic gold medalist here for France, lady, Tony Yoka's wife, Mrs. Yoka. Boxing against a lady in there who's 14. She is, right, wait for this, because you don't know this, I only found this out today. She is Jack Johnson's great-great-great-granddaughter.
Wow. So, you know, when
he was the first black heavyweight champion of the world.
So you see, sometimes genetics do go across. I mean, sometimes they have them in the genes are so crazy, because now talking about the Olympian in the women's, I just forgot her name. Mrs. Yoka and Tony Yoka. Now they're both Olympic gold medalists for France, and their child, all he does is box.
How old is he?
He's not even 1 yet, and he'll go in front of the mirror and start punching. He'll do. I've never seen a child do that in my life. Like, so into boxing. It's just amazing to see that. So I think it does look. So you got
14. That girl.
So you got a 14-year-old Johnson's. Who was a legend, that's his great-granddaughter.
He was the first heavyweight champion in the world. Yeah, they had a black champion of the world and a white champion in the world at the time. But he was the first one to beat Jeffries.
Now, I remember reading things about him on the history books. Them days they had. He was the first ever black champion, wasn't he? Yeah, because
he had a jab.
He had a good jab.
He had a jab. He had technique. Had footwork. He was the first guy to use a jab, footwork. Yet the things you do today will have derived from him.
Exactly. So that's what when we spar now, you can make a sparring session easy or you can make it hard. You can make a fight hard or easy. It's all to do with the jab. It's all to do with the movement. It's all to do using your feet. Some people get lazy and just stay in there and will look for that one big shot. With me, I like to pick and be smart. Use that jab. Be smart in a fight because, like I said, you can make it easy or you can make it hard.
I was hoping you'd keep talking then.
Yeah,
I'm tapping my phone, but no, it's.
Oh, yeah.
It's so you feel that you're. I don't agree with you. I think you will use your standing and your fame and all those things to do bigger things when you leave, because you need to be active in. I
want to be active. Look, or imagine I don't want to be someone like Naz, where he just did nothing and just.
He regrets it now, He
regrets it, exactly.
Are you a fan of Naz?
Naz is a friend of mine. Yeah, Naz is a good friend of mine.
You take some pictures.
Yeah, Naz is a friend of mine, and I just feel that he should have stayed in the sport a little bit longer, and but he didn't. He just wanted to retire and live that life away from boxing. When you working so hard in boxing, it's one of them sports where you work so hard all your life. That when you have that opportunity to leave the sport and never train again, you're like, forget that, I ain't going to go to the gym and train. You never want to see a gym again. I think I might be a little bit different because I always want to be in shape. I always want to look good, I'll never let myself go where I put on pounds and pounds.
You will never get as big as Shah then, no?
No, not as big as my dad.
Do you know he looks good now though, doesn't he? With the head shaved.
The head shaved and the goatee.
He looks great.
He
looks like a gangster.
He looks like a gangster.
He looks like a northern gangster.
It's funny when you said that last time. I mean, he's a very down to earth guy, my dad, and very chilled out. But yeah, he is. Looking at his old pictures, like he used to have a mustache. Now he has a full goatee.
No, when he was younger, I've seen pictures like in your book
at the house. Yeah. In my autobiography. Yeah.
In your autobiography, he was a handsome kid, actually, wasn't he?
Young guy. When he was in his early days, he was a good-looking guy. So yeah, he was alright.
What do you think? If you hadn't been a professional sportsman, you would have ended up doing?
It's hard to say because I always dreamt of having good things in life and being successful, having nice cars, having nice houses. So when you always believe in that and you always think that's going to happen and you always imagine that things it comes true. It's funny how it works. I had ambitions when I was young and I always said I'm going to be something. And then when I picked up, I did play football, I played cricket. And I used to
How good were you?
I was very hungry.
What did you do in them? Were you talented?
I was talented. I was a
baller.
I was a baller.
You run up and bowl fast?
Yeah.
You had to be fast,
yeah.
no?
I was a good bowler. Swing, yeah. Seam, yeah. Swing and right hand bowler. I was really, really good.
Football?
Football I was okay, but then I played for the the school team. But I was just never really that good at it. But I used to work hard. I try hard. Boxing is where I clicked. Boom! I did so well straight away, and that's when I thought. That's when I thought. That's when I thought. You know what? This is what I want to be. This is what I want to do. I want to do boxing, and I just kept working hard. If it was a boxing, then it would have been maybe education, sports or something.
Do you think you would have ended up being a trainer or a physical instructor or doing something in that way?
Yeah, I would have.
Was there nothing else that, like, you wanted to? You'd have been an airline pilot, or no, you couldn't have been indoors in that way.
I need to have that space.
Movement.
Yeah, movement, physical.
Kinetic.
Be more physical. Be
Kinetic.
moving around. Yeah, kinetic.
That's what psychologists would call it. Yeah.
So I'm not one of them to be in one place and just be lazy type. Not lazy, it's not lazy, but it's just being in that one area. I'm like to discover things and travel a lot and do things.
Have you seen the film 300?
I have, yes.
Right, so if I took you back to ancient Rome,
Yeah.
because you would have been a gladiator in ancient Rome, you might have been a slave fighting for their freedom, you might have been one of the emperor's guards, you might have been one of the emperor's generals.
I would have been a general, man.
You'd have been but what would you
have,
what if you had been a gladiator back in those times, what would have been your weapon of choice? What would Amir Khan have been?
I would have been one of the frontline guys.
What were your weapons have been? What would have been your skills?
I would have had like a whip. I would have had a good shield and a sword.
Shield and sword,
Shield and sword. I would have gone like aggressive style. Boom, go to fight, go to war.
You'd have made a line through the enemy.
Walk right through people.
So when you watch 300, do you see? Yes, that is my DNA right there.
Definitely is. I mean, look, I come from a caste in Pakistan which is called Rajput. And they're warriors, they're fighters. Yeah? No, Rajput. Rajput, a different clan.
Okay.
Now, that clan is warriors.
From Lahore, though?
No, Punjab.
From Punjab,
yeah,
okay.
So we were a Rajput clan, which is Janjua. And we are, you can probably Google a little bit of it, Janjua Rajput. And we are a warrior clan. And whereas everyone is like us, like big shoulders.
Yeah. Doesn't back down.
Don't back down. Has a lot of heart. Likes to fight.
Have you been there?
I've been there.
And do you feel it there? Do you see it physically in people when you're there?
I see it, and there's a lot of people like me.
Is he one as well? He looks like one.
He's more. Faizabad, so he's more north in Pakistan.
More cultured. He's got a cultured, artistic look, hasn't he?
But he's like a warrior type. Look,
I know he has.
By the
leanness,
the physique and the being lean as well. See, and in Pakistan, I've gone there and I've seen people who have never trained in their life, and their physique is like mine. I'm looking
like they could wrestle and fight,
and I've been like, wow, like they have a big neck, they have big shoulders, you know, and a lot of people,
from that area.
It's from that area, yeah. And you have to remember one thing as well is the arms are a little bit thinner, their backs are broad, their legs are big, and that gives them the speed. You know, so they've got the speed, they've got the power from the back.
And the engine.
And the engine.
Because you're not getting lactic acid.
Exactly, no lactic acid, no extra energy
burning. Well, you don't
burning.
see boxers at your weights. Maybe over middleweight they get a bit bigger. No, the arms can't be big because you know those people. You look at them when you assess them. You know that if you can make a miss for 2 rounds, his arms are tired.
Yeah, exactly.
You know that, don't you? We all know that. It's how it works, isn't it?
Works. If you're fighting someone who's probably bulky and big and muscly, then you let them throw big shots and let them miss, and you see them slow down and tire out. And I've seen it happen. Look at, for example, when Rocky was fighting Clubber Lang in Rocky 3, he got tired. You know, so it's all about letting
fantasy and reality.
Exactly, fantasy and reality, and muscles don't mean anything. Honestly, being lean, I've met the strongest guys who have been so lean, skinny, literally, where I've looked at them and think, push over people, but guess what? They've been the strongest.
Yeah, it's
honestly. So sometimes muscles don't mean anything.
So Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Are we talking about it there?
I like Joshua. I think he's a great fighter.
He's got better and better and better.
Look, he's got better. Look, you can't take nothing away from him. He's one of the top fighters in Britain, coming out of being a heavyweight, coming out of Britain. You have to give him that credit. But then again, you've got Joshua, not Joshua, Tyson Fury, who's also as good. So you've got 2 different styles. You've got a big, strong fighter in Joshua,
who's gradually getting
who's adapting and getting stronger. And then you've got Fury, who's someone that looks out of shape, but has a good engine, has power, and so it's 2 different styles. And honestly, that would be a massive fight. You look at that fight, you'd be like, wow. And then you've got Wilder in America, who is lean, muscly, tall. So if you put them 3 together, they all look different, and got speed as well. If you put them all 3 together, if you put all 3 of them together, you would say Joshua comes 3rd, Fury comes 2nd, and first comes Wilder because of the speed, just the way when you break them down. But I think out of all of them, it's out of Fury or Joshua, because I just think that Joshua's always getting better.
Has that fight got to happen?
That fight has to happen, and I feel like Joshua...
We've said that about Khan and Brooke, though.
Yeah, exactly. You know, some fights happen, but they don't happen. But look, the thing is now, is I think Joshua's in a position where he wants that fight. I've seen interviews and he seems very confident. Now he's coming to America because he wants to make a name here.
What, you mean Fury? Oh, Joshua coming here as well. Sorry,
Joshua.
On June the 1st against Miller,
Exactly, he's fighting Miller. Now, Fury's not fighting. I think Fury's fighting. We don't know. But is that okay? No. So Fury's done a deal with Bob Arum.
Yeah.
So maybe that fight's gone out the window between him and Joshua.
For a while.
For a while. But I think it's still possible that, look, money talks.
Yeah.
And I think it will happen, but not just yet. But I know that both guys want to fight each other. It's not like Joshua's scared or Fury's scared. They're both champions. I mean, you can never really say fighters are scared. They're not scared. Maybe they have other avenues. But I know they'll fight each other. And being a fighter, they're not afraid. They'll go in there and give it all. But who wins that fight, it'll be hard to say because Joshua's got the power. He can literally knock anyone out. Then you've got Fury, who's got the skills, who could take a good shot as well. So it's a good fight.
Some of your harsh critics are saying, not harsh necessarily, but saying, oh, this is going to be Amir's last stand against Crawford because you're up against a guy who's top 3 pound for pound in the world.
Yeah.
He tried to disrespect you at the press conference in London, if you remember. We were all there when he said you were 6 or 7 welterweight in the world at the moment. Yeah. You kind of just giggled it off really and said, well, fine, you can think what you want, but it just hardens my resolve to come and beat you.
Exactly.
Just to end this today, you will have been studying him. I don't know if you do look at him or whether it's Virgil that looks at him and then you work through. And what do you think?
He's a very good fighter and he's not faced anyone like me, honestly. And some styles that he's faced, I look at it and I think, okay, they're giving him problems, but I'm like so much better than them. He's a new welterweight fighter. He's not really a big welterweight fighter. Come up from lightweight. Okay, might carry a little bit of power, that sting power.
Yeah.
And you have to give him that credit, you know. But I just don't think he's gonna hurt me. And he's 31. It's not like he's a young spring
It's weird
chicken.
that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he's not like
younger.
It's not like he's a young one. We're both same age. We're both experienced, but I think maybe I fought at a better level than him. I fought at a tougher level. I fought better opponents than him. I've been in the deep waters more than he has ever been in, and I just feel like this is my time now, where I win this fight. And I shut up all the critics, and I've always said I want to be pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world, and this is the one fight that can make it happen, because instead of me taking 2-3 fights to get to that level, I'm only one fight away from it. And then the Brook fights and other fights can happen after that, but at the moment it's Crawford and
Brook more than Manny Pacquiao, for example, then, yeah?
Look, Manny Pacquiao.
I know what one you would take.
Manny Pacquiao by far. Manny Pacquiao, yeah. Look,
you'd go to the Philippines and fight him, wouldn't you?
Exactly. That's just me. You know, I want to be a fighter that.
Aaron might get him back through you.
Exactly. You never know. But let's see what happens. But one fight at a time, and I'm gonna go into this fight training my hardest, being in the best shape I can ever be, and you can already see my physique now. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting better, and I'm gonna shock the world. People can say all they want. I'm going to shock the world come April 20th. He might be thinking that it's going to be an easy task. Well, I don't think he does. I think his trainer is probably thinking it's going to be an easy task for his fighter. But the fighter is not stupid. He's thinking, wait a minute, it's going to be a hard fight, because Amir brings a lot to the table, a lot of tough and hard things to beat. So let's see what happens. Like I said, I'm going to be focused for the fight, and I wish him all the very best. I don't want no excuses. I want him to be the best, be in the best shape. I want him to be feeling the best shape ever, and come April 20, I know I'll be the winner.
When you say you're going to be focused, though, Amir, for me, the focused Amir is the guy that fought Paulie Malignaggi, that fought Devon Alexander, that fought Andreas Kotelnik, who stung, hurt, and then moved again. Didn't get involved when he was tagged.
Exactly. You know why? You know why that is? Okay, so basically,
I think it's in you. If I'm honest,
it's in me. Yes, but not only that, is like when you're fighting these top level fighters, you're gonna be very smart. You get hit with a cut shot, you're gonna be okay. I'm gonna go back to my game plan. I'm gonna be smart. I'm not gonna get caught with that shot. But when you're fighting guys who are a little bit lower caliber, for example, like the Vargases and all that, you're gonna get caught with a shot. You're gonna go into a war because this guy was not meant to hit me like that in the first place. Whereas when you are expecting to be caught by guys like Crawford and Devon Alexander and Malignaggi, then you say fine. You give him that respect, but you don't want to be caught with that shot again. You're gonna be more on your A game. But when you get caught with a guy like from like Vargas or the Greco, you're not meant to get caught with those shots or get hit by those guys. So really, you take your foot off the gas a little bit, then you get caught, and it gives you a wake-up call, And there's
that is getting drawn out of your
and also what it is Gareth is I'm always expected to go in them fights and win by knockouts and beat this guy easy, but because it goes a distance or people put me down, and I think things happen in a mysterious way in life. The reason this fight happened against Crawford is because the last performance might not have been the best. The last performance might not have been the best against Vargas. So Crawford thought, you know what, I can
might
take
be taking you lightly.
Yeah. So you know what, I'm glad we got this fight done, and this is my time to kind of show now who I really am. And like I said, there's only a few fights left in me.
It's the right time to end this interview because the great-great-granddaughter of Jack Johnson, Sativa James, is boxing in their bare foot and just stood on both of our hands with her bare feet.
Exactly.
And so I think that's probably time with these floorboards bouncing with these two brilliant women boxers going in it.
I think we better call it a day before
they
they come out and get us in that ring and give us a beating. So yeah.
Thanks, mate.
All right, bro.
Thanks for listening to my Fighting Spirits podcast, and many thanks to Amir Khan for inviting me into his training camp in Hayward, California. Good luck to him on April the 20th at Madison Square Garden against Terence Crawford. I'll see you next time.